Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world or whatever time you'll be watching this video. Now guys, there has been so much heartache in the news lately, and unfortunately I have another bit of news where a family is completely torn apart. And I'm not gonna even lie to you, this is one of those stories that just sits heavy on your chest. Because when I first read this headline, I had to pause. A mother and her son, both found shot to death inside their own home. And this is not just any family. This is a family of Dennis Dare, who was a man who served his community, who people respected, who already passed away just 2 years ago in 2024. After serious health complications. And now this. Now, let me walk you through this, okay? Now, police says that 51-year-old Barbara Dare and her 23-year-old son Caleb Dare were found dead inside their home on the west side of Chicago on the 3500 block of West Arthington Street. This happened around 5:50 p.m. And what they found inside that home was devastating. Barbara had been shot 3 times in the chest, and Caleb, her son, had a single gunshot wound to the head. Both were pronounced dead at the scene, just like that. And I want you to really sit with that for a second, because this isn't just a news story. This is a family. This is a mother who people say was deeply involved in her community, someone who gave back, who helped organize events, who stood beside her husband in public service. And this is a son, 23 years old, with his whole life ahead of him, gone. Now here's where things start to feel even heavier. Police say a weapon was found inside the home. And while early reports didn't immediately confirm what happened, later findings from the medical examiner pointed towards something deeply disturbing. This may have been a murder-suicide, meaning one life taken and then another by the same hand. Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. That possibility changes everything. Because now, we're not just talking about violence. We're talking about something happening inside the home. Something personal, something emotional, something that maybe nobody outside those walls saw coming. And I keep thinking about this. Reports say the situation may have been discovered after an alert, possibly from a device indicating something was wrong. Now imagine that moment, a notification, a feeling that something isn't right, and then this. And what really hit me is that this family has already been through loss. They already buried a husband, a father, Dennis Dare. And now this tragedy unfolds inside the same family. It almost feels like grief stacked upon grief. Community leaders describe the Dare family as compassionate, committed people who touched lives. And now people are left asking, how does something like this even happen? Because let's be real, guys, from the outside, everything can look okay. Families smile in public, they show strength, they hold things together. But behind the closed doors, we don't always know what someone is dealing with. And I'm sitting here asking myself, what was going on in that home? Were there warning signs? Could this have been prevented? Because when tragedies like this happen, they don't just come out of nowhere. There's always a story beneath the story. And I think that's what makes this so uncomfortable. It forces us to look at something we don't like to talk about. Mental health, family conflict, emotional pressure, silent struggles. Because of because if this was in fact a murder-suicide, then that means there was a breaking point, a point where everything went too far. And I don't say this to excuse anything, because there is absolutely no justification for taking a life. None. But I do think we need to understand what pushes someone to the edge, and for the surviving family members, because yes, there are others, a daughter, a twin brother. Imagine the weight they are carrying right now. One day your family is your foundation, the next, everything is shattered. This is the kind of story that doesn't just end when the news cycle moves on. This is a kind of pain that lingers, and honestly, it makes me reflect on something deeper. How many people around us are silently struggling? How many families look normal on the outside, but are dealing with things we can't even imagine? So I want to open this up to you, because this isn't just about reporting the news. This is about understanding it. Do you think tragedies like this can be prevented, or are there always signs we miss? Should communities be more involved in checking on families and mental health? What do you think really happens behind closed doors that leads to situations like this? This story, it's heartbreaking, and it's a reminder that sometimes the most painful battles are the ones nobody sees. If you felt something listening to this, if this made you think, hit the like, share your thoughts, and let's talk about it. Because conversations like this, they matter. Now, I'll read the article to you guys, and I would really invite your comments and thoughts on the matter. So guys, the article is from the Chicago Sun-Times, and the title of the article is "Son of Late Cook County Commissioner Fatally Shot Mother at Westside Home, Then Killed Himself." Now it says Barbara Dare and her son Caleb were found dead in their East Garfield Park home Tuesday after an alert on an Apple Watch indicated she had suffered a fall. According to police report, State Representative LaShawn Ford, a close family friend, said it was a shock to all. It says Barbara Dare and her family were bright lights for the west side of Chicago, according to a politician who was close to her. She was committed to carrying on the legacy of her late husband, Cook County Commissioner Dennis Dare, but that work was violently cut short this week. Tuesday evening, Barbara Dare and her son Caleb were found shot to death in their East Garfield Park home. An autopsy found Caleb had killed his mother, then turned the gun on himself. State Representative LaShawn Ford, a close family friend, called it a shock to all. "This is not something that anybody expected," Ford told the Sun-Times. "It's going to be a void in the community on every level." They were the model black family in the community. Dennis Dare died in 2024 at 51 following complications from a rare double lung transplant. He had served on the Cook County Board since 2017 and was widely known for his advocacy for improving mental health care. Ford hoped Barbara and Caleb's deaths would push others to continue Dennis Dare's fight for more mental health programming at the state and federal level. Cook County Board President Tony Preckwinkle and Illinois House Speaker Emmanuel Welch also released statements Wednesday emphasizing the impact the Dare family had on the city's west side. The Dare family has long been well known in the community for their compassion and steadfast commitment to others, said Preckwinkle. Their presence and service touched countless lives. There are no words that can make sense of such pain, but I hope the surviving members find strength in the love that surrounds them. So how were they discovered? Around 6 p.m. Tuesday, a family friend went to the Dares' home after Caleb's twin brother received a notification on his Apple Watch that his mother had fallen, and this is according to a police report. When the friend got to the 3500 block of West Arthington Street, he found the family's dog barking outside, which was unusual according to the report. The family's car was parked out back, making him think people were home. The front door was bolted shut, so he texted Barbara and Caleb Dare, the report said. When those messages went unanswered, he called police. Officers found Barbara and Caleb Dare lying in a pool of blood, according to the report. Shell casings were found nearby. Barbara Dare, 51, suffered 3 gunshot wounds to her chest, and Caleb, 23, had a single bullet wound to the head, according to police and the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office. Barbara Dare was a licensed speech pathologist who worked almost 2 decades with Chicago Public Schools, according to her LinkedIn page. She and her husband were high school sweethearts, according to a statement issued after his death. Dennis Dare was a therapist and counselor who was passionate about mental health. Born and raised in the city's west side, he also served as a senior vice president at Lawndale Christian Legal Center, which offers criminal defense and social services for young people on the west side. Now, guys, this is just some tragedy. Imagine 2024, the family lost the husband, and in 2026, one child kills his own mother that brought him into this world. Now we wonder what was happening to him. What was so terrible that he took out his own mother. Guys, there is so much of this killing going on, and so much, I think, depression going on among our people. There's so many people taking each other's lives. There is an epidemic going on, man. There is an epidemic going on. Leave your comments and thoughts in the comment section, guys, and let me know what you think of this story. And again, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more news like these. And I promise it won't be all morbid. I will have some fun stuff too. Catch you on the next one.